What happens at Grandma's stays at Grandma's is a model for you and your grandkids. If it's fun, it's fair game. But lately, hip pain has you grimacing more than laughing. And that's the moment you realize life's too short to put off treatment any longer.
The Joint and Spine Center is Cincinnati's leading destination for orthopedic care, with hundreds of joint replacements each year. So when a moment has the power to change the rest of your life, go to the one place with the power to change it for the better. The Christ Hospital Health Network. This changes everything.
The Pound This podcast is brought to you by the Christ Hospital Health Network. This is the Pound This podcast, episode 603, Shay's Weight Loss Journey, weekly updates.
I want to lose weight, but I don't know how to get started. What should I meal prep every week?
How do I get those sweet booty gains?
Inspiration for your healthy lifestyle. The Pound This podcast with Amanda Valentine.
Thank you so much for listening to the Pound This podcast. I'm Amanda Valentine. Shay's back. What up?
Hey, homie.
How you doing?
You know, I'm surviving.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad that this week before the weather turned to garbage here in Cincinnati with rain and wintry mix and snow, we got to go for a hike this weekend while it was still in the 50s. That was nice.
Yes, it was awesome. I was like, I got to get my outdoor time in now.
I know. I was thinking that this morning as I was walking my dog when it's so icy and slippery outside of like, oh, wait, there's no way I'm going to go for a walk right now.
No, like I would end up falling and then not being able to walk.
Right. And also we got to mention our Pilates class with Mike, my husband at Shalates.
Yes.
I meant to pull him in here to ask him about his experience, but I'll just relay the experience for him. It's other than which we can talk about actually just doing Pilates with him. But afterwards, he was sore for like 2 days, just like his core and his chest. And he was telling me, he's like, oh, the arm stuff we did, my arms don't hurt. He's like, it hurts right here, and pointing to his chest. I'm like, yeah, it's your chest.
He's like, I've never been sore here.
Yeah. And he's like, that stuff was crazy. He's like, you'll do a couple of the moves and you're like, oh, this is easy. I got this. And then it's like, oh my God. Okay. Oh, he's like, I've never had it where my muscles just shake before. So he really liked it. He's not going to make it a regular routine, but he really liked going to Shalates and he would be willing to do it again. Which it sounds like not a ton of men go into the Pilates realm. At least that's my interpretation of it. So I'm proud of him for doing that.
Heck yeah.
Doing some tough stuff.
I guess I'm not going to meet my husband doing Pilates since none of these men will do it.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Can't speak for every Pilates class, but for him, it's funny. I need to post a picture of it, but like I took a picture of him on the reformer and he has mismatched socks on.
Oh my God.
And then afterwards he's like, nobody said anything about my socks. And I'm like, I saw it. Like, but whatever. I don't care. At least it didn't have holes in them. So at least I was happy they didn't have holes. He wears so many socks with holes in them. Like, go buy a 12-pack for like $10 at Walmart. Why do you wear holes in your socks all the time? Whatever. I don't understand. But
yeah, the mismatched socks, I'm like that most of the time. Like, who's gonna take time to find some that match?
Right. I did like so the layout of when we were at Shalates was like you on a reformer, me, and then Mike, and that whenever I was telling Lynn, the instructor, I was like, put him in. Are we gonna get in some leg straps? Are we gonna? What do we let's push him a little bit. Let's get the ring out. And then you were laughing. I was like, oh my God, I hope you guys don't think I'm just trying to torture him. I just want him to like get the full experience.
I was laughing because I thought you were just trying to be like, make him suffer.
Yeah. No, I just think that the part of it I thought he would like was like putting his legs in the leg straps just because it's so different.
Yeah, it is.
And so then we weren't doing those moves. I was just kind of like, oh, I'm going to speak up here because I don't know if he's going to come back. Like, let's give it to him.
Yeah, let him have the full experience. Did he like it?
He did like it. So he thought, I mean, he was sore, but like he's just like, yeah, his exact quote was, I haven't been this sore since I had to do a sit-up challenge in 7th grade. So he'd never he doesn't really exercise that much anyway. He used to. Before we moved to Cincinnati, in the last 2 places we lived, when we lived in Oregon and we lived in Colorado, like he biked everywhere. Like he didn't even have a car. And even when we lived in New York, the inspections in New York are so intense that he had this like beat up, just rusted out truck, and that's what he had when we first started dating. And he sold it to this guy at the radio station named Grizz, who looked like he just lived in the woods, for like $200. And so then he got a different truck. The engine seized up in it because it was this crappy truck, and he just like, the lemon law was to like just went past the expiration date whenever it like blew up. So from that moment on, he just did nothing but ride his bike for transportation. So he's lived in a New York winter on his bike, Colorado, Oregon, and then we moved to Cincinnati is whenever we got 2 cars. So he didn't really go to the gym or exercise because he freaking biked everywhere.
Right.
But now that he hasn't done that in 6 years, and he's not the youngest person either.
It does, like, the Pilates does make your core super sore too. Like that's a different experience. Like, I feel like every time I do it, my core is definitely sore.
Yeah, I don't really feel it until I laugh. And if I laugh, then I can really feel it.
Yeah.
So how did the rest of your week, outside of us going on a hike and going to Pilates, Thanksgiving and all that stuff, as far as like, eating and health and fitness go, how was the past week?
Eating was okay on Thanksgiving. I definitely ate more than I would have on your average day, but I wasn't going to be crazy strict. So I just ate more sweets than I normally would. But other than that, food's been good. So I'm not doing much socially right now, which helps a lot. So it just makes it easier to stay on track.
Yeah, that is such a good point too, of like being invited out to like bars or events and stuff, especially with December. And there's typically so many like, Christmas like functions. I think that does make things a little bit easier, or at least less obstacles to deal with. I know everybody's has a different story for how this month is going to look, because all of our lives are so kind of tossed up and weird. But I mean, I'm not doing anything. I mean, we are not even sure if we're going to see family for Christmas. We're going to kind of see what happens over the next couple weeks. And we didn't go home for Thanksgiving. We did a Zoom meeting on Thanksgiving, which was weird because we've never done that before. But we might have to do a Zoom Christmas too. I don't know if things get real wild between now and then. So other than that, like, it's just literally more of the same, except there's a Christmas tree in my house now. Like,
yeah, I know. And so it's kind of like there's not a lot of obstacles right now, I feel like, because I used to struggle with, I felt like, I don't know, I feel like people my age always just want to go out and drink. So I felt like I either was lame, like, nah, I'm not going to go, or I don't know, that was hard to navigate. So it's almost one good thing out of 2020 is that's not really an obstacle now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I'm just staying home with my cat, so there's not a ton of obstacles.
Speaking of your cat, when you first started coming on the podcast with me, you talked about how because your cat needs to lose weight, and I always forget to ask you, how much weight has he lost so far?
He's lost 4.5 pounds.
Oh,
so, which is a lot for a cat, man. He'd be looking slim, but he's slim thick,
Yeah,
so,
he's just husky. He's big boned.
He is. Yeah, it is weird sometimes when I pet him now. I'm like, oh man, you weren't as wide as you were before. So,
does he need to lose more weight, or is he at healthy cat weight now?
I don't really know if like what the vet wants him to weigh. He weighed 18.6 pounds, which is a lot. And now he weighs like 14 pounds. So
that seems like normal cat.
Well, and he's a big cat. That was the vet was like, he's going to always be a larger cat. So I feel like he's cool where he's at right now. So
yeah, it's interesting seeing like overweight animals, especially like on TikTok videos, and then you go to the comments, like I already know it's going to be here. Like people will just rake you across the rolls or the coals if you got an overweight or an extremely overweight animal.
Right.
Which I've only had like, I've never had like a cat that was like so fat he couldn't move or anything. We had a cat growing up named Bruno, and he was a real big boy. Like he was like 20 plus pounds. And he probably could have lost some weight, but it wasn't, he was also a big cat.
Yeah.
Although, dude, I got to see if I can find pictures somewhere. There was this big fat cat that my husband's friend Nick, it was like a neighborhood cat that he just kind of adopted. His name was Norm in Sacramento, and is the biggest cat I've ever seen. There's a picture of me holding him, and he's bigger than me. Like, I don't know how much this cat weighed, but I mean, I put money down on close to 30 pounds. Is
my
the
God.
fattest cat I have ever seen. Like, he was so fat, like his face was scrunching his eyes, and I'm like, oh my God, but he lived outside and he ran around. So I'm like, I don't know how he got so fat. I guess all the neighbors just feeding this guy.
Oh my
He
God.
was super nice though.
Oh. What's funny is sometimes animals are cuter when they're fat, and I'm like, why is it not that way with humans? Like, you see these chubby little cats, and you're like, oh my God, you're so cute. And I'm like, why don't we see fat people, and we're like, oh my God, you're so cute.
What you do with babies though? You're like, oh, look at their little Michelin tire legs. I just want to buy them.
Oh my God, look at your rolls, so cute.
Yeah, but nobody comes up to a 32-year-old and is like, look at them rolls.
I know,
I
they're
just
like,
want to pinch them.
they're so cute. Which honestly would probably be uncomfortable.
No, that'd be really awkward. You got to call HR about that one.
But I'm like, but I still want people to look at me and be like, oh, she's so cute.
I'm sure they do, but people just don't say it.
My rolls.
But people don't really do that to anybody, really, do they? I mean, I guess they do online in the comments.
People, I'm probably creepy because I try and tell random women all the time. Like, if I think they're pretty, I'm like, dude, you're gorgeous. Because I'm like, we gotta like let people know.
That's true.
So I'm not creeper that's telling everybody out in public. I'm like, girl,
See,
I like your hair. I like your outfit.
See, that's perfect. See, I've gotten those compliments before, and I'm like, I freaking loved it. Like, especially when I lived in Denver and I bought all my clothes, and I was in a weird little artsy phase too, and I got all sorts of freaky stuff from Goodwill, and I've had literally people like roll down their window at a stop sign and be like, I love your outfit. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. And so, like, I know how good it feels, but I don't know why there's some weird barrier for me that I'm really bad at giving compliments to, like, even in the most, like, I know you intimate situations. I don't know. It's probably like some weird childhood thing or something, but it's like, I know how good it feels and I want to reciprocate that, but I have such a hard time doing it. And I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know. It is, maybe because like if you don't receive compliments well, you're like, oh, this is just going to make people feel awkward.
Yeah, I am pretty bad at that too. I'll be like, shut up. That's not true.
I don't like to receive compliments either. Like, it's weird. So
yeah, it's
I don't
awkward.
know.
Like, because like Mike will tell me, he's like, you look really good, and I'm like, no way. That's my answer all the time. Like,
me.
Shut up, you're dumb.
You're like, what do you want from me?
Yeah, go get new glasses.
Oh my God. Yeah, this girl I work with, last week, she was wearing this like long sweater, and I was like, girl, I hate when you wear stuff that covers your ass. And I'm like, that's just who I am, you know? Like, if I like looking at your ass, I'm gonna let you know. So.
See, that's awesome. As long as it doesn't go into like some sexual harassment thing.
Oh, no. You know, she knows I'm as straight as can be, so.
It feels like hairstylist girls kind of get wild anyway.
Oh, we are wild. We're a different kind of breed.
Oh man, but see, I think that's awesome though. I'm glad that you exist in this world to give other people compliments, and I wish I could do the same thing. I need to get better at that.
We'll practice together. I'll just start complimenting you all the time.
Oh God, it's gonna be really awkward. I don't know if I'll like that. I made that my New Year's resolution one year, was to like give out more compliments. And I tried. I don't know why it's like so weird for me to do. And it's awkward. I don't know. It just feels like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm just
I can't do it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I just feel like, and I know that the person will appreciate it, but at the same time, I'm like, So I try to, like, if I see somebody's glasses or something like that, I'll say it, but I don't know. Weird. Again, I guess we live in a society where it's just kind of not the norm to constantly shower each other in compliments, which is a bummer.
It is a bummer. I'm like, especially this year, like, I'm like, we all got to give what little love we have, like, put it out there.
Yeah, like, so. I love that you've had those Jamie pants on for 4 days. That's awesome.
Yes. And I'm proud of you. Yeah. I'm proud of you for taking care of yourself and resting in your jammies.
Which I have been a strong desire to get, like, because all these like new, like, soft, fuzzy chamois bottoms are out. And I'm like, I have enough. need to spend money on dumb crap like more pajama pants. But then I'm like, but I could wear them all day if I really wanted to.
I know. See, my thing is I just generally don't wear pants when I'm at home. So I see these comfy jammy pants. I'm like, yeah, I should buy these. And then I'm like, I probably wouldn't wear them actually.
See, that's also a difference between us. I can't walk around the house with no pants on. No.
That's why I was so excited to live by myself. I'm like, most of the time my pants are like on the kitchen floor. I don't even make it to my bedroom.
See, I'm that way in pajamas though. If I'm home, I mean, I have my workout clothes on now still. Yeah. But it's coming home from a typical, like, you know, when I had a normal job before of like, I guess normal 9 to 5 corporate job, I guess that, yeah, the moment I get home, it is pajama time. Like there is no time for jeans in my house.
No.
It is stretchy pants all the time.
That's right.
Which I haven't even, oh God, I don't know if I want to. We haven't tried on any of my jeans, not even once this entire year. I have not put on or attempted to put on jeans since December of 2019.
Holy crap.
It's been the best year ever, at least in that way. That is a positive. That's the thing I'm happy about for 2020. I don't have to wear like real pants.
That is wild. Like literally almost a year without freaking jeans.
I have worn nothing but leggings all year. And I have an insane amount of leggings too. So I have leggings from Me Active. I have leggings from Athleta. I have leggings from Kroger. I have leggings from, I don't have Walmart ones anymore. Those sucked. I didn't like those. But yeah, so I've been wearing nothing but those. I've worn a dress once this year, and that it's either that or pajama bottoms. Or just sweatpants, I guess. Or now I have like multiple Christmas jammy bottoms, so I wear my Meowie Christmas jammy pants. Or
Meowie Christmas.
Yeah, there's little cats playing with ornaments. But it's dangerous because like usually you can use pants as a barometer of what your weight is, and rather than using a scale of like how your clothes fit. And I was like, well, they all fit fine because I'm just wearing nothing but stretched out race T-shirts and sweatpants, or I'm wearing gym clothes. So
that's why I'm kind of glad like that I have had to still continue to like make myself look good for work, because then I'm like, okay, I still got to put on jeans, because that, like you said, it's when your jeans don't fit, you're like, all right, we got to back the train up.
Yeah. And I have also... actually, this is a good question for you too. Did you throw out any of like your clothes from your largest size? Did you keep all of them, or do you get rid of them?
I kept a couple things that I wanted, just like for me to see like how far I'd come from, but I have gotten rid of most of my stuff. 'Cause I have a ridiculous amount of jeans that I had to get rid of, because every couple of months I had to buy smaller jeans, because I don't know, I just hate what I look like when my jeans are too big. Like it made me not like my body. So I spent a lot of money on jeans during my weight loss. And then most of like my shirts and stuff I've gotten rid of, but I think I have like my largest pair of jeans, and I have a coat that I bought at my heaviest size. But other than that, I was like, I want to get rid of this, because I feel like if I keep it, it's like giving myself permission to gain weight back, or like almost like making the assumption that I'm going to gain it back. So I'd rather just not have it anymore.
And that's exactly what I did. Like when I've like yo-yoed before, going like 60 pounds and gain it back, I kept all of my clothes, and it was just like, and it's like, you don't even notice it. Like just all of a sudden you wake up one day and like, oh, I'm wearing these bigger jeans again. It's like, there wasn't even a clear line of like, these are too tight. Oh God, I have to go for the, like, it just like osmosis. It just like happened. And then I'm like, oh, now I'm back wearing my bigger sizes again. So this time around, so like almost 10 years ago at this point, that I was just kind of like, no, once they don't fit anymore, get out of here. Because that's, again, using the barometer. If this starts getting too tight, I don't have the option to go back up again, because I know if I go back up again, all I'm going to want to do is come back down again. And let's not keep playing this damn game. So I only kept one pair of jeans. I kept a pair of jammy pants, and then I have a couple shirts, but they were just kind of like night shirts. But I wish I would have kept a couple more just for, I don't know, before and after pictures. I also wish I would have taken more any progress pictures, which I didn't at all. But so I wish I would have kept it for that. But other than that, that's where even the size larger than I have been, I got rid of all those. But now I'm like, I don't even know if my other jeans fit because of 2020. But
yeah, because when I lost 50 pounds doing that liquid diet, I gained all that back, but I think I just had, like, I hadn't gotten rid of my clothes. So it's kind of weird for me now, because I can't imagine where I'm at now, just like not weighing myself anymore and just letting myself go back that far. So it's just interesting how I guess I must have like just started wearing bigger clothes again. So
yeah, it's like, you don't even notice it until one day you're like, oh,
right.
Okay.
Like I wasn't even conscious of the fact that I was gaining all that weight back. So,
well, also, talking about spending so much money while you're losing, that's why I just rocked the hell out of Goodwill. I started wearing a ton of dresses at the time because that was so much easier, and I could make them last longer than pants. And so I would get a lot of these like, this isn't the right way. How is it? A-line, or I want to say A-frame, but that's a house.
It's A-line.
Okay. That I would get that because that way, and plus I had so much extra skin and stuff too, that it would just kind of like hug my boobs and then kind of flare out. And so I wore a lot of dresses through a large period of time through my weight loss, because dresses were like $3 at Goodwill.
Yeah. See, I've spent a ton of money because I hate dresses, and I'm also like super picky about my clothes. Like if I don't feel comfortable in my clothes, it really makes me uncomfortable out in the world, and it makes me hate my body. So, yeah, I spent a lot of money on jeans and shirts, and then I had to get rid of all of them.
Well, did you donate them?
Yeah.
No, somebody got to enjoy them then.
That's right. Well, and some of my jeans were barely worn because I would wear them for, a couple months and then have to wear smaller ones. So, yeah, I don't know. But it helped me to do that because then I felt okay in my body as I was losing weight. Because it was just like as my clothes got big, I felt like I looked bigger than I was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I still get weird about that too, of like, we kind of mentioned when we were hiking this weekend, we were talking about like the fashion trends and stuff of like the like crop tops and like these oversized shirts and stuff. And like, I feel like oversized shirts look really cute on people, and I can't gauge if it looks good on me or not. It gets in my head if clothes are too big. I mean, I don't want them too small either, but it's just kind of like, if it's big and baggy, I don't know why that is something that triggers my brain. I guess maybe just because I spent so much of my life wearing these really big baggy clothes, and I'd constantly pull at them, and it just kind of gives me like some PTSD, I guess. I don't know. It's just for some reason, I don't like wearing really big baggy stuff, and I wish that I did because I think it looks good, but for me, it just feels like I'm in a muumuu. And I'm like, everyone must know that you're like gigantic. Like you must be hiding something. I don't know. This is all the crap that I tell myself that I know is not true, but I still don't do it.
Well, yeah, because in my head, like all the really big oversized sweaters, I'm like, oh, you got to be really skinny to wear those. Otherwise, you look ginormous. And that's probably not true. But in my head, that's what I think.
Yeah, I don't think that's true at all. Because again, I see, women of all different sizes. Not so much in person anymore, but definitely, I mean, I spend so much freaking time on TikTok, but seeing that people wearing that, and I'm like, this looks awesome. Like, why am I so stuck in my head that this looks terrible on me? I'm like, oh my God.
Right. Well, and I think some of it too is like, I know for me, I'm still not really aware of what I look like. Like there was a Snapchat that somebody at work took of me, and when I watched it, I was like, that's what I look like, because I still think I look like I did 280 pounds. So it's confusing. I'm like, oh, I look like that?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I think probably in clothes, it's the same way. I'm like, wow, I look ginormous when I probably don't.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I don't know how to get past that. I mean, I guess that'd be a good question for a therapist, but it feels like it always like lives in your brain somewhere. Like I think there's just different severities of it, but it's like, I think that, for me, I started losing a lot of weight 9 years ago, and I still get hung up on my head. I still will get feelings sometime of like, I'm not going to fit through this space or in between these chairs or something. And I'm like, that's not true. Like, but why is my initial kick reaction is like, you're not going to fit in there.
Right. I even get that I get that way with clothes. Like when I order clothes online, I get them and I'm like, oh my God, that's not going to fit me. And then it does. Or like you said, I'll go to sit in a booth at a restaurant. I'm like, oh my God, is this going to be too small? And because my brain has not yet processed that I'm not as big as I was before.
Well, and it's just so interesting because tell me if you felt this too. I feel like there was a large amount of time where I was at my largest, but I thought I wasn't as big as I was. Like I can remember sitting at a booth in a restaurant, and whoever I was with, and it might have been Mike, I don't remember at the time, got up to go to the bathroom, and I was just left at the booth. And then I looked over and I could see my reflection in the window, and I'm like, I'm not that big. And I just looked to me like this giant monster that was wedged into this booth. And I mean, my stomach was the thing was denting in my stomach. And I'm like, there's no way, that's not me. This must be a funhouse mirror or something of but I'm like, but I was though. So it's weird, how it's just this weird flip floppy place of I knew that I wasn't small in any way. But at the same time, I'm like, is that really how the world is seeing me? And at that time, it still did not motivate me to lose any weight or do anything about it, though. It really bummed me out. And then I was just like, I'm just not going to think about this anymore.
Yeah, that would be me. If I, when I would see pictures of myself, especially if it was just a photo that somebody took where I didn't know that the photo was being taken. And I would be like, holy shit, that's how big I am. It is interesting because it's I wasn't even seeing myself then. But so I talked to my boss, we were looking at a before and after photo of me, and she was like, it's weird because I never saw you as that big either. She was like, I saw you, not your body. So it's really interesting because I always wonder how other people view me. And she was like, I just never even really saw you as that size. So it's other people also kind of do the same thing.
Yeah. And that was the same thing with Mike. And the before and after, God, I haven't put up a before and after picture in a long time. The classic before picture, because I don't have a ton of them because I avoided cameras at all costs. It is me in the orange Illinois shirt, and I have a rental van behind me, and I had just moved to New York. And that was 2 or 3 days before I met Mike. So that's the radio station I met him at. So, I mean, that is exactly the time he met me. And him seeing that picture, he's just like, I don't remember you looking like that. I don't remember you ever being that big. And I'm like, I was. I met you 2 days later. That is what I look like. And he's just like, but again, where he just didn't, which is nice. I mean, that's why I married him. He didn't see ugh.
Yeah. No, he saw who you were, which is, my therapist all the time is literally, if you can just think of your body as your shell that you're walking through life in, it literally has nothing to do with who you are. And it's interesting how there's people like Mike and my boss who I feel that's how they interact with other people, is they're not freaking seeing this casing. They're seeing your soul.
Oh,
I know.
I did see
beautiful.
It. Speaking of this topic, though, I wish I would have saved it. And even at the time, I'm like, I should probably screenshot this. And I didn't, of course. A tweet that I saw that said, think about the person that you love the most. And they're like, does what you love about them have anything to do with their body? And it's like, No. So then we get
No.
so hung up on our bodies, but it's like all the people that we love so much. Like I don't love any of them because of their body at all.
No.
So
And
like,
I don't spend a lot of time even looking at their bodies.
yeah.
Like, it's not something that you even focus on.
Yeah.
So,
But in your own head, you think that's what everybody is just focusing on you.
yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, I spend the majority of the time only seeing my body. So it's like,
Humans are so weird, man. Like, man, I know like dolphins are super smart. Are like they worried about this crap? I don't feel like they are.
they're like, man, I shouldn't have eaten that fish. It's so fat.
I gotta go swim a couple laps, you guys. Burn this off.
I'm going to go for a swim, just a quick swim before dinner.
Gotta burn off a couple LBs, bros.
Yeah, shit.
Don't want to be getting too thick. Otherwise, we could caught up in them tuna nets. People want to be eating me.
I'm going to be easier to catch. God. That's awful.
But if you ever Google a picture of like, look at a dolphin brain compared to a human brain, their brains are like so much bigger and more complicated than a human brain.
Really?
Yeah, man.
That's messed up.
Yeah, so I'm like,
They're probably
like,
more intelligent than we are.
yeah, except they just happen to be underwater and we don't get it. Like that's probably like they totally understand how we operate and they're like, nah, son. And for us, we're just like too stupid to even like bother learning how communicating with dolphins.
Dude, I do wonder that all the time because like we can't communicate with them. So I'm like, how smart are they and what like emotional capacity do these animals have?
Yeah, like it's crazy. I mean, I know dolphins are way up there, and same thing.
Monkeys
And pigs are highly intelligent.
My cat.
Yeah, right.
He knows what I'm saying,
and
I just don't know what he's saying.
And well, there's an app for that. I downloaded it. It doesn't really work, but I still did it.
Man,
anyway.
I was gonna download it.
I did it just because for fun. But my cats don't really meow much. But speaking of smart ass animals, have you seen Bunny the dog on TikTok?
No.
What? You don't see the bunny videos? What? We have a different For You page. It's the dog that the lady that owns it taught it how to talk. And it has all these buttons all over the floor. Look up TikTok.
Oh, okay. I've seen the buttons.
Yeah. And so the dog will like respond to her and talk to her by knowing what buttons to press.
That seems trippy.
Yeah, it's creepy.
I think I'd be annoyed if I taught Sebastian how to talk. I'd be like, can you shut up, please? Like, that's part of the joy of animals is like, you don't have to talk to them.
Yeah. I would just feel the time that she took to train this dog to know how to press these buttons. I'm like, man, that's taken out of my 90-day fiance time. I've got priorities.
Right.
Not training my animals is just watching dumb crap on TV and watching TikTok.
Right. Like, that's all I really have time for.
Yeah. That's not what the dolphins are doing.
No. See, that's probably why they're so much smarter. They don't have TVs.
Right?
Like, they don't have smartphones. Like, we're over here wasting what precious time we have, and who knows what they're doing. They're probably plotting to take over.
Maybe. They're just living their life.
They are.
Just being like cute as hell whenever people are
so
like
cute.
go snorkeling and stuff, and then you get to like swim by them. Oh my God,
And they make the
so
cutest
cool.
little sounds. Oh my God. I want one.
You just get a Lisa Frank dolphin shower curtain or something. You could do that.
Oh my God. Now I'm going to. Okay, so I did decide. I have a painting of Sebastian. It's like one of those ones where they put their face on like a king or a queen. So I've decided I'm going to have a wall in my kitchen. So I'm just going to get a bunch more of those and cover the wall with paintings of Sebastian. Because there's one where you can like make your cat president or make your cat like a rock star. So I'm just going to have a bunch of those in my kitchen, and I can't wait. People are going to come over and be like, what is wrong with this girl?
Like, bow to your king.
Yes. Man.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's awesome. You also need to put him in your bathroom too. You need one of like him as like a rubber ducky or something. Like his head
that's
on
a good idea. With my Lisa Frank shower curtain. People are going to be like, she's a child. And be like, yeah, I am. God.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That'll make that your profile picture on Tinder, and so they know exactly what they're getting into.
Yeah, like I just want to be upfront with you. This is my apartment decor.
Yeah, you have fish photos, I have cat photos.
Yes. Fish photos? No. Oh, that's why I'm not on Tinder. I don't care about your bass.
I only know this because of TikTok, so I'm not on any
Well,
dating apps, but it looks like a
yeah.
large amount of men like to show off their bass.
Especially in Ohio. God.
Sexy.
This is why I'm just have accepted the single life is for me.
You don't want to go fishing?
Nah. No, thank you. I've been fishing one time and that was plenty.
See, I don't mind fishing. I mean, it's nothing I want to do like every weekend, but I mean, I don't mind it. It's relaxing. I don't know if I want to fish from a boat. I would like to fish from a kayak. I think that just seems kind of like, I don't know, kind of cool.
Outdoorsy,
Yeah.
adventure.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just don't. I don't mind fishing. I just don't have any desire to like clean and gut a fish.
Ugh.
So I don't want to do that part.
I have PTSD because my grandparents used to take me camping with them against my own will. And one time my grandpa was gutting this huge fish outside and I was watching the whole thing and I've still not recovered.
Yeah, that's gross. See, I don't really mind it. I just don't I just don't want the killing part. I don't want to deal with that part of like, I had to kill you. I don't know. I never want to go hunting or anything like that either.
No,
like it's just, I mean, I get it when you're like, you know, eating the meat and all that other stuff, but I just could not, I just couldn't take an animal out. I just can't.
Again, I'd rather watch 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, right. Sit in a deer stand and take down a cute little deer. Although they taste delicious though. I mean, I feel so bad that they taste good. Deer sausage is good. I have eaten squirrel before. I've eaten a variety of weird animals. Which is so funny because so many people think that I'm vegan, which I have nothing against. I actually wish that I could go vegan. I have just such a weird intolerance with like beans and lentils though. Like I can't go super heavy on those. Oh yeah, cheese is so good. But yeah, no, I had ate squirrels growing up and then a lot of fish. I've eaten a lot of catfish. I'm trying to think what other weird animals I've had before.
You had like alligator?
I've eaten shark. Like I've had alligator.
Rocky
Mountain oysters multiple times. Rattlesnake.
No,
it's pretty good. God, I can't even remember. I know there's more.
I've never even eaten deer.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a very lean meat. I mean,
it's a lean meat.
It is a lean meat.
I'm not adventurous when it comes to food.
No? Oh,
no.
I'll try anything once.
Oh.
There's like a very short list of foods that I think are disgusting. Like head cheese, no desire to ever eat head cheese again. That's the only one I could think of.
Yeah, like I don't even like Brussels sprouts. Like,
they're so good.
Ugh.
Did you try them in the air fryer though?
No, the smell makes me ill.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Like one time I went out to dinner with someone and they got Brussels sprouts and I could not eat.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is awful.
So are you just like, are you one of those people that your food can't touch on the plate too?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
They're just like, you just.
As long as they go together well.
Okay.
Yeah. I just am not adventurous.
That's fine. I'll pick up the slack for you.
Thank you. You're so kind. Jeez.
I just never know like what's going to be like my next favorite thing. I'm not going to know if I don't try it. So that's why, I mean, I haven't really been to any other countries other than Canada. I mean, Canada is the only other country I've ever been to. But like, there's just so much, like you've watched like Anthony Bourdain, like there's just so much wild food out there. Oh my God, I just kind of want to try it. Like, a friend of mine, I forgot what country he was in, was eating guinea pigs.
Ew.
And I'm like, I think that's awful. Like, I feel bad for them. They're so cute and they make such cute little noise. And like, there was a guinea pig that lived in my third grade classroom, but I'm like, I also kind of want to taste what he tastes like.
What do you taste like?
I imagine it's not that great. I don't think it's going to be something I'm addicted to, but I'm still like, other cultures are eating this. Like, there's something not that bad about it. Oh, I've eaten a lot of bugs too.
Can you imagine if someone was like, "What's your favorite food?" and you were like, "Guinea pig."
That's my new answer.
Oh my god. Yeah, Jungle Jim's has all those bugs that you can eat.
Yeah, that's
I
where I've eaten.
will
a lot
not
of it
do
from.
that either.
Yeah, I mean, the worst one I had was like a giant water bug, and that one.
No, why?
I mean, I've had a weird career. And so a lot of this stuff was radio stuff. I mean, but I would just do it on my own anyway. So that's
What
where
I think.
I'll do
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So that one was a radio thing, but it wasn't that bad. It just kind of tasted like sunflower seeds, like the shells, if you ate the shells too.
Okay.
Um,
I'm nauseous thinking about that.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll try. It's just like stuff like I know people like eat eyeballs and stuff like that, and that might
No.
be where I draw a line.
Yeah, see, that's why like international travel, like the thought of that even freaks me out because I'm like, what would I eat? I'm not going to be
You
adventurous.
just go to McDonald's wherever.
Oh God, I don't want to be that person. God, I just eating like rice and bread wherever I was.
Or it's like, again, bring it back to 90 Day Fiance. Whenever Nicole went to Morocco and she was just like, oh, this isn't chicken nuggets.
I know. And I was like, you're disrespecting my family. And that would be me. I would disrespect your family and not eat the meal that they prepared.
So, I'd be like, this looks legit. I don't know what this sauce is, but it's got to go in my face hole like right now.
I'd be like, do you have some ketchup? I can eat anything if I smother it in ketchup.
There isn't really too many, like a lot of restaurants like that in Cincinnati either to try a bunch of different things. I guess like the wildest Cincinnati gets that I'm aware of is like Ethiopian. Mm-hmm. And I love Ethiopian food too. That's super good.
Never had it.
I don't even know what to tell you if you would like it or not. I don't have no basis.
Yeah, we don't have to find out.
Yeah, that's fine. But see, this is also where I have a problem. Like, especially if I'm going on a vacation in a place where the culture has like you try all these different foods because I want to try everything. So then it's not that I'm like, hey, I'm going in full pig out mode, but it's also just like I want to try everything. If this is the thing here, then I want to eat it. And a lot of those things are not healthy. Like healthy foods aren't really super popular anywhere.
No. And that's why it is hard when you travel because you're like, well, shit, I won't have another opportunity to try this. But then you just end up eating a bunch of crap you shouldn't eat.
Yeah. But yeah, it's super delicious. That's why I haven't really traveled anywhere this year. I did have, oh my God, what are they called? If anybody's listening in Michigan, you can remind me what this thing's called. I forgot. It's like a potchki or something. I know I'm messing that up, but it's like basically like a handheld pot pie sort of vibe. It's like, it's kind of like a pastry, like if you think of, but it's just filled with like meat stew kind of vibe.
That sounds good. It's a pastry filled with meat stew. You should be their spokesperson.
But I mean, that was not healthy at all, but I tried one. That was my only food adventure all year. That's the only thing I've tried that I haven't tried in a place that I hadn't been before. So 2021's gonna
hot pocket is what it sounds like.
Kind of, yeah. I just that's why I need 2021. Can we start getting stuff normalized? Can we get some vaccines in here or whatever we got to do so Amanda can hop on a plane somewhere and eat some freaky food? That's just how I want to live my life, and I didn't get to do it this year. So this is just simple pleasures of eating strange things and in strange places is my thing apparently.
Like that's what I live for.
It is, honestly.
Oh my God.
It's so fun to like just try like new foods in other places. I don't know. I just really like that. And then it's so funny that I that food adventurous, but then when I'm at home, I literally eat the same food for weeks straight. Like I eat the same thing every single day for weeks. And then I'll be like, I'll eat a guinea pig.
See, we're like opposites because I'm not adventurous and I cannot eat the same thing for weeks.
Oh, humans were so interesting. Just ask dolphins. They know about it.
You are definitely interesting.
All right. Well, that being said, you have any obstacles for the next week to come? Anything looking forward to, worried about, etc.?
I don't think I have any obstacles really. It'll be a normal week. I'll work and then I'll train with Josh and go to Pilates. So it should be an easy week. I kind of like when I know going into it, I'm not going to have any obstacles. So yeah, nothing I'm like super stoked about. Really, it'll sound silly, but exercise is really the only thing I look forward to right now. So
I mean, that totally makes sense. And I agree too, especially like I went and lifted weights this morning and I feel like a lot better after doing it. I'm training with Josh tomorrow. I'm doing Pilates the day after that. So it's like I totally get it. And that's where it's like I'm hoping gyms don't close down in Ohio because it's kind of like, oh, this feels really good right now. Please don't take it away.
I know. I'm like, this is the only thing that like really brings me joy right now. So like normally my job is that for me, but currently it's not. So
well, if the gym's closed, then you can come over and we can jazzercise together. I do.
Yes, I think we should do that anyway.
I'm done. I also hear, just for proof, even though nobody can see this, hold on. I have right here. It's not even open. I have a cassette of Richard Simmons, Colors of Your Life, which is, I'm assuming, some sort of sweating to the oldies. So I am totally down to do a Richard Simmons workout.
Okay, I really think that we should do that. Okay, that would be everything to me. Like honestly, I'm still looking for a 2020 highlight, and that could be it.
Oh my God! All right, well, let's get it done.
Let's invite Josh. We can all sweat it out to the oldies.
There we go. Well, we can do it at the gym. Let's find a time that no other clients are in there.
Yeah, no other clients.
I wonder if he's got a TV though, like a TV like that. Like I just think like that you roll it in,
like they did in like classrooms.
Yeah. I guess we could just put up a laptop. I'm sure it's online, right?
I will take my TV to the gym for this. Like I will literally carry it in. Like, here we go. We could like get a projector.
Oh my God. We're getting fancy now. Well, I feel like my mom had the Richard Simmons tapes whenever I was a kid, but I've never done them before. But that honestly sounds like legit super fun.
I got a couple from the library once.
Dude, the library is a good option. I live right by a library. I should probably go
and
check.
it's just so funny to watch him that it makes it like you laugh while you're working out.
Dude, I'm actually going to look online, and if it's not at my library, I'm going to reserve it and they'll bring that to me. This is going to happen. We got to do some sweating to the oldies, whether it's at the gym or you can come to my house.
Or your house. Either way, girl, I'm down. I have nothing else going on.
Yay!
Oh, man. Okay, I'm hyped. Glad we had this discussion.
Yeah. Well, on that note, maybe next week we can do an update on our sweat to the oldies.
Yes. All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
For info on health coaching and more, go to AmandaValentineBites.com.